Hello Hunjikita, what's up people? Back with another video, and today we're previewing Everton versus Ipswich Town. Before we get into anything, we got to do the shout outs. Massive shout outs to Angel Care Homes for all your care needs in the Black Country and Birmingham area. Massive shout outs to Mark Darcy for all your formal menswear needs. And of course to Desi Ballers, highlighting all South Asians at all levels in the beautiful game. Their details are in the description, so make sure you check them out. And like I say, each and every video, if you're brand new here or if you ain't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button, smash the like button on this video, turn the notifications on so you know when the next video is dropping, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. And before we get into it, we got to shout out the legends. In fact, let's put the image up on the screen. Big up Simon and Nikki, Matt Stannard, Jonathan Cook and Bod the Nod for being absolute legends and supporting the channel. You can get your name up there too by supporting using the Ko-Fi link that is in the description. Whilst everything is free, obviously we want to grow the channel and things do cost, so love to everyone that supported us and parted with some coins and all the rest of it over the last year or so. But yeah man, if you want to support, you can do. But yeah, let's get to it then. So on Saturday, it will be the last time ever that Ipswich Town will be playing Everton at Goodison Park. In fact, it'll be the second from last game at Goodison Park anyway, as Everton say goodbye to Goodison Park after what, 123 something years maybe? Yeah, 123 years. They obviously moved to Goodison Park, where it opened in August 1892. One of the major architects involved in the project was a guy called Archibald Leitch, I think his name is. Famously, he was involved in Old Trafford, Anfield, Villa Park, Hampden Park and Celtic Park as well. So lots of famous stadiums throughout the UK, and Goodison Park was another one of them. I'm looking forward to it. It is the first time I'm going to go to that ground. Been past it many times when I've been up to Liverpool. Never been in there in the ground to watch Ipswich, so I am looking forward to that and ticking off another stadium. And from what I understand, speaking to some of the Everton fans, there's going to be some sort of display or something before kickoff. So we want to make sure we're in our seats well before kickoff, I think is the plan. I did catch up, so I have spoken to an Everton fan. His name is Ryan Rooney. Got some great music. He's a musician as well. He's got bloody one of their players' songs, that Ndiaye song in my head is a bit of an earworm. If you go on his Twitter page, I guarantee if you're on there for 5 minutes, you'll end up leaving with an earworm or two. But I spoke to Ryan and we'll hear from him shortly in terms of a few things that I've asked him about Everton and about the upcoming fixture. But before we get into it then, let's have a look at Town and what we think. So the head-to-head wise, we've played each other 60 times. This will be the 61st meeting. We've won 15 games. There's been 19 draws, and Everton have not edged it. They've won it with 26 games. Last 5 games, there's been 3 wins for Town, a draw, and the loss. The loss obviously come earlier on in the season when we lost 2-0 at home. I think it was that Ndiaye, I pronounced his name wrong, I think, and Keenlack scored to win 2-0. Obviously that was the game that I think Jack Clark was fouled, never got the penalty shout as well. Lots of VAR controversy, all the rest of it. Last time Town were at Goodison Park, we did win, so that was February 2002. Mr. Sixto Peralta, what a play he was, a bit of a lone hero. Maybe Jens Kajust is falling into that category this season, but he put us ahead fairly early on. I think David Unsworth was the penalty taker. They had a bit of a controversial penalty that day. Unsworth put it away from 12 yards. And then Matt Holland with a free kick to win it and take all 3 points to Town. It wasn't enough in the end to keep us up. That was in February when we started a bit of a run, or was at the start of the run or the second game of the run that we had up until we were eventually relegated. But yeah, we've been the last couple of times in the Premier League, we seem to edge it. But obviously now we've got a David Moyes Everton team to go up against, and we couldn't do the job against the Sean Dyche one, so it is going to be a tricky game. In terms of Everton's last 5 games, so they've won 1, drawn 1 and lost 3. Those losses, I think you got Liverpool in there, you got Arsenal in there as well. The win did come away, I think, at Forest. So that was a big thing for them as well. So, they can pull out some big results. And they've got, some really talented players. I'm not going to go too much into it because I've asked Ryan to give out some kind of player of the season and underrated hero and all the rest of it. So he'll go into that shortly. But yeah, talented squad. Obviously, I predicted them at the beginning of the season to get relegated, and under Sean Dyche, they were flirting with relegation, I'd say. But David Moyes came in, stabilised them, and we know what a good manager David Moyes is. So, well, Everton are look at not Everton, look at West Ham now. I bet they wish they had kept David Moyes this season. What someone famously said something about careful what you wish for. But yeah, playing Everton is going to be a tough fixture. It's going to be a tough game, but it's something that I feel as long as we've got the right team in place, we could potentially leave with a point maybe. I'll do score prediction in a bit. In terms of lineups then, so it's the usual lineup for me, the 4-2-3-1. Obviously, we've got suspensions, we've got injuries. We are down to the bare bones, but this is how I think we'll line up. So I think we're going to have Alex Palmer in goal. I think left back, Greaves, I thought he did well against Newcastle, or as well as can be expected. Burgess next to him, left centre back. O'Shea in the right centre back role, and then I think Axel will come into the right back. He'll come back. I think in the midfield we'll see Jens Kajust and Sammy Morsey, and then we'll see Jack Clark. Hopefully he gets a full bloody 90 minutes and we don't have another red card where he gets hooked again. So I think we'll see Clark on the left and Ciso in the middle. And this is where we're down to the bare bones now. Do you have someone? And then this is where we're down to the bare bones. So I'm hoping that Amari Hutchinson is fit. If not, I think we could adjust it and you could end up seeing a Jack Taylor or a Connor Chaplin play in the 10 role and Ciso maybe move out wide and Broadhead come in as well. So we have got a few options, but obviously that then leaves us light on the bench, which is, if we want to make changes, all the rest of it, it could be a problem. And then up top, Liam Delap, we've only probably got him for another 4 games. So let's play him, let's enjoy him in the Ipswich top because he's been an absolute delight this season and probably one of the rare shining stars or something that we can be proud of as Town fans. So yeah, that'll be my starting lineup. So the man in the middle is a referee called Lewis Smith. Lewis Smith has refereed 87 games. I think he's done a few in the Prem, only 7 in the Prem and 26 in the Championship, a lot of it being League One and lower leagues and all the rest of it. Stockport County is the team he's refereed most with 13 games. For Town, though, he has refereed us 4 times and there's been 1 win, 1 draw and 2 losses. That win was Slickerday, when we beat Reading on the penalties in the Kebab Cup and Slicker with the heroics that day. But the last time he refed us was at Brentford away when we lost 4-3 and Clark got a red card. Bit of controversy in that. But obviously he's a younger ref. Hopefully he's not been fully corrupted by the PGMOL at the moment. So I'm hoping that we don't have to be talking about him come 5 o'clock. Although the past couple of weeks, referees have been, if you like, the difference maker in the games. For Everton, he's never refereed Everton's first team. He has refereed their under-18s and their under-21s, but he's never refereed them. So bit of an historic thing for Lewis Smith. Obviously, his first time refereeing Everton and at Goodison Park as well. Hopefully, he's had he can look back on it later in his career and be like, yeah, okay, I didn't screw over Ipswich Town, or I didn't obey to the PGMOL rules. So like I said, I caught up with Ryan Rooney. His details, his Twitter and all the rest of it's in the description. Please go and give him a follow. And if you're an Everton fan, you need to follow him. He's got some great songs there. Town fans, I'm already looking at ways to adapt some of his songs for Ipswich players. But yeah, be warned, if you are on his page for more than a few minutes, you will leave with an earworm, and you'll be singing that song to your missus all night. He will tell you off. But yeah, caught up with Ryan. He's obviously Everton fan. He'll be up the game on Saturday as well. And I just, asked him a few things, the normal things about, how the season's gone, his grading of it, key players or player this season, underrated players, the move from Goodison Park to Bramley-Moore Dock, and then any memories he's got of Ipswich Town and the predicted lineup for Saturday. So let's check that out.
I think the season started off as a bit of an E, if you were going to rate it from A to F. I don't think there were many high hopes going into the start of this season. Sean Dyche at the helm. No one was really too positive about it. It feels like he only had one way to play, and that was defensively. It felt like watching Everton week in, week out, we weren't even practicing attacking, never mind doing it on the pitch of a weekend. But now I think it's sort of gone up to maybe a C, with, the reappointment of David Moyes at the club. I think, a lot of draws in there, but effectively he, installed our Premier League safety sooner than I think any Everton fan thought we would. I'm going to probably leave it at sort of a high D up to now with obviously the things going on around the club and things like that. I'd rate our season in the top band of a D. 2 games left then at Goodison Park, the penultimate one against Ipswich on Saturday. It's emotional. It is very emotional. I released a song about Goodison not too long ago, and then I got a chance to sing it at Goodison pitch side. And I'll reiterate, it is very emotional. It's all anyone alive who supports Everton has ever known is Goodison Park. We've been there every other weekend growing up from young to old. It's becoming very real now. Me, for one, I'm excited going into Bramley-Moore next season. Obviously I'm going to miss Goodison loads and loads and loads, but I am excited. I think, this talk of a generic bowl is not the case. I think it was very important early on for the Everton fans and the hierarchy at Everton to make it as much like Goodison as it can be. I went to the first test event. There was only 10,000 people there, and the noise it generated, I think generic bowl is not even a thought. I'm excited, but I'm going to miss Goodison. It is what it is. We've got to move on as a football club. We are very quite dated, and in the way that we do things and things like that. So gonna miss Goodison, but excited going into the new stadium. My predicted lineup would be Jordan Pickford in goal, Michalenko left back, O'Brien and Branthwaite centre backs, and probably Nathan Patterson right back, I'd say. Idrissa Gana-Gueye and James Garner in the sort of sitting midfielder role. Illiman and Dye on the left. Probably gonna be Jack Harrison on the right. I'd prefer McNeil, but I don't think he's fully fit yet. I'd like to see Alcaraz in the 10, but I think he's going to go with the Corey, and I do think he'll stick with Beto up top. My player of the season will probably be one of 2 or 3. I think Jordan Pickford has been absolutely unbelievable. As always, in my opinion, I think he's a top goalkeeper, and I think he is up there with the clean sheets this season as well. But stats aside, he is always performing, always making vital saves for Everton. As well as him, probably Illiman and Dye, his first season at Everton, he's a real fan favourite. And he's the type of sort of player that gets you off your seat, something Everton hasn't really had in the past 3 or 4 years. But I'm personally going to give it to Idrissa Gana-Gueye, 35 years of age. He doesn't stop running. He is so vital for that Everton squad that we have at the minute. Like I said, he's relentless. He wins the ball back constantly. He does all the little niggly bits that not many other players like doing. He seems to love doing it, and he does it to a very, very high standard week in, week out. So my player of the season, just Idrissa Gana-Gueye. Unsung hero, especially I'd say under David Moyes, is probably Vitaly Michalenko. In my opinion, other people may differ on that. But for me, under Dyche, he was a bit shaky as the full 11 were, I suppose, but since David Moyes has come in, he seems to be solid week in, week out. Very rarely makes a mistake. Has had players like, Mo Salah in his back pocket and things like that, in across both derbies in this season, as well as other top players for other clubs. So yeah, I mean, my unsung hero will probably be Vitaly Mykolenko, on the basis that we're going from the reappointment of David Moyes. But even like I said before, that Vitaly Mykolenko, he is a solid left back, and I believe that he has warranted that starting position at left back for Everton. Finally, my Ipswich memories are good ones, fortunately for me, on an Everton level and a personal level. I did post the Illiman and Dice song just before we played Ipswich at Portman Road earlier on this season. I then did make the 5 or 6 hour journey down to Ipswich to watch Everton, where Illiman and Dice scored, and the song that I'd posted on social media was getting sung on the terraces at Portman Road. And on the football side of things, yeah, we did go on to win that game 2-0, keeping a clean sheet. Michael Keane and Illiman and Dye both scored. And the feeling of Portman Road, it's a proper old-fashioned ground, one that I personally love. And yeah, I hope we get Liam Delap off in the summer. But yeah, I wish us all the best.
So there you go. Very insightful from Ryan. Clearly a knowledgeable Evertonian and proud of his club. And what a feeling for him, being able to perform at Everton at Goodison Park and his own song and all the rest of it. So fair play to him, and also fair play to him to making the trip down to Portman Road earlier on in the season. And I can just imagine what that would have felt, debuting his song in the terraces. And obviously the lad did score against us that day. Hopefully he's not singing any of his songs, or there's no need to sing any of those songs on Saturday. Because look, it is a bit of a dead rubber game, but I just got a feeling, away form we're a lot better. I got a feeling we do something. It's again heart v head. I'm just gonna go for a score draw. I'm going for a Desmond. I'm going for a 2-2. So yeah, man. Hopefully this has been all informative. And like I said earlier, if you're brand new here, please make sure you subscribe to the channel. We want to grow it. The target for the end of next season, or maybe the end of this year, is going to be 2,000 subscribers. So let's grow the channel. Let's obviously tell all your friends. And we're doing more and more football content, not just on Ipswich Town. So if you're a football fan, or football fans, share the page. And yeah, man, I'll catch you all on Saturday. See you later, peeps.